Ray Manis Stadium here at Roswell High School as we get ready for the GACA North-South Football Classic here. The juniors getting ready to go at it. We had the seniors game earlier. And Steve Purdue, James O'Brien on the call with you today. And, Steve, we ended up with an exciting game. Didn't look like necessarily it was going to go that way.
Yeah, it was really a tale of two halves. You know, the first half was kind of sloppy, and they kind of settled down the second half. And as far as a competitive game, I don't know if we can have one much better than that one when you get a field goal with 5 seconds left to win the game. So very impressive game by both teams.
It was. Field goal kickers showed out on both sides and had some great individual efforts on both teams. Look for more of the same in this one. Pretty clean game other than there for about a 5-minute stretch in the third quarter of that one with some penalties, but for an all-star game, pretty clean.
Yeah, you know, it's the kind of things you expect from an all-star game, right. And offsides here or there, and then a couple of mishandled snaps and kind of get them in some bad situations. But all in all, it was a well-played game. Now, talking to the people that have been watching practices, everybody's really excited about this game here. They think there's some very, very talented defensive line for both teams. So as I say that, it'll probably be a high-scoring game, right. but they're really looking for both defensive lines. And I know there's some great players, and I'm excited to watch them play.
Well, the exciting part with this team, we get to see these players again next year in high school.
Right, exactly. And that's I remember last year it amazed me when we did these games, James, is that there's not a lot of size difference between the juniors and the seniors. You know, I'm not sure. There may not be a little bit bigger, some of these guys. And there are some special players out here on the field. And like you said in the first broadcast, you know, it's an opportunity for some of these guys to play against a little higher level of competition and maybe show what they can do. And the way this coaching world works with the word of mouth, you know, a lot of other coaches are going to get to see them, not only in this game, but at practices, you know, and how they perform. So this will be an eye-opener for some guys. They'll probably bump their stock up a little bit.
Yeah, because, you know, like we said in the first game, especially the kids coming out of the smaller schools, playing in 7A at 7A, we know what they're playing against.
Right.
And nationally, people understand how good high school football is in the state of Georgia. Sometimes, though, the single A and double A guys will get looked over a little bit. And, of course, we had the sophomore game comes up at 7 p.m. this evening. Following this one, a little bit of a break between the two. And all games are broadcast on Southland Sports TV YouTube page, and you can replay them, and you can actually purchase them as well if you'd like. So you can go to their website and check all that stuff out, and Patrick and the boys will get you hooked up.
If you weren't with us for the first game, you're going to be amazed at who the kick returners are.
Yes, you will.
All of our kicking is dead ball situations here, so they can't return the kickoff. So the coaches have a good time. They put back offensive and defensive linemen back there to field the kicks, but they won't be able to actually return them. And in the same way on the punt. And, James, I feel a little more comfortable about the fourth down try. As long as you're backed up on your side, other side of the field, you cannot go for it on fourth down unless there's 2 minutes to go in the game.
Okay.
Once you pass midfield, you can elect to go for it on fourth down if you choose to. So some situations that happened that first game we were a little confused on, but I think now we got a better understanding. Again, the ball's always in the middle of the field, so if you say the ball ran to the sideline and should be on the right hash, they're going to bring it back to the middle, and that just kind of simplifies everything.
It does. The kickoff going to sail it.
Oh,
hey, nice job.
It.
Yeah, good hands back there. That's the center, Ethan Lane out of Archer, flagging it down.
Ethan, he's not used to catching one. He's used to sending it back between his legs.
That's it. So the North will get things started here, and they're bringing the ball out to the 30-yard line. As you said, it's placed in the middle of the field as we get ready to go here in game number 2.
Both teams have to play a vanilla 4-3 defense. You can't blitz linebackers. The line can't slant. You know, they try to simplify as much as they can to give the offenses a chance, you know, with only 3 practices. Obviously, the defense is usually a little bit ahead of the offense.
Jackson Hardy, the young man out of Greater Atlanta Christian, get things started at quarterback for the North squad. In the shotgun, probably see him there most of the day. Takes a snap, going to fake the handoff. Nice little slant play out to the 40. I believe that was Mays out of Griffin on the reception there.
Jamoe. Griffin had a guy make a big catch in the first game, so being represented well here.
That they are, especially the wide receiving core. Takes snap, going to hand it the tailback. Nice play by the defense. There. Great penetration.
That was number 47, Jashawn Thornton of Thomasville. He read that and attacked the line of scrimmage. He got downhill in a hurry.
There's a replay of the catch earlier.
Second and 13.
Take snap to the quick hitter. We've seen that covered well all day long, but not any better than that.
And look at those red shirts getting to the football now. The defensive lineman chasing over there. We talked about in that first game, James, the quality of the secondaries and how well they tackle in open space, and they're tackling really good football players.
But that's what separates the average guys from the great ones is the ability to tackle in space like that. This is maybe one of the most difficult things on the defensive side of the ball to do. Going to take the snap, got a little pressure, going to tuck it and run. Didn't slide and kind of dove forward. He's going to be close. We'll see where they spot him.
I believe he's going to come up about a yard short. Good effort by the young man. So, by my understanding, he can go for it now on fourth they choose because they did cross the 50-yard line.
Right.
Looks like they're electing to punt, though. Again, they can't rush the punter and they can't return the punt. They do try to catch it, though, because wherever they catch it at is where they start at.
Trip Morrison out of Sonorville to do the punting for the North squad in the junior game here this afternoon. You can see the importance of catching the ball as we do not have offensive linemen back to do that. There's the punt. High and short and taken there at the 24-yard line. That was Slaughter out of Roswell right here playing in his home stadium.
Well, we opened the game with a nice pass, and then they kind of went three and out after that. See what the South can do on offense. Kyle Tooley from Lee County coming off a state championship, back-to-back state championships.
Yeah, they've been very good down there. Fake the handoff. Oh, nice job by defensive lineman getting his hand up there and knock that thing down.
Pretty good indication. Mike got held a little bit. His jersey about came
Yeah, I do believe so. Had to have a friend come over and straighten him out. But did what you're taught to do, got his hands up. Tooley would, off a little bit, trying to turn and run a little too quickly.
Good protection, though. The offensive line held up well there.
That'll bring up a big third down here. We saw the big play to open up early in the seniors game, and then there was a little feeling out between the two teams. Not a lot of offense there for a little bit. Tooley shifting the running back. Going to drop back. A little pressure coming. He's able to get away. Not going to get away from not going to get away from him, though. As
big number 97, Isaiah Jones from Lithia Springs. About an 18-yard loss right there.
Yep, backs them up big time. North should start out with excellent field position here.
They just kind of collapsed the pocket on him there, and he tried to spin out of it, and I thought he was going to get by him. And big 97, Isaiah Jones got a hand on him, and he didn't let go.
And there's the punt, going to be short and high and fielded at the 35-yard line.
Great field position for the North here.
Gibbs from Dalton, Georgia, on the reception there. And as in last game, they'll continue to rotate players in and out. So Landon Allen out of Dalton will be your quarterback for this possession for the North squad. In the backfield with one of his teammates, Gibbs. Going to hand it off to him. Running in a lot of traffic there. Good job stretching that one out by the South defense.
Short, big O offensive line the North has.
Yes, it is.
When you first look at them, they don't look that big because they're all the same size.
Right.
You know? Then you see one of them by himself.
We're going to have a little.
Like a little confusion there because there was a couple of them jumped off sides.
Right. They not have been clear on the count there. Back them up 5. That'll bring up a 2nd and 13. A 2nd and 13 from the 38. Allen takes a snap, going to hit a man over here in the flat and down to the 30, inside the 30 to about the 28.
That's Isaiah Wadsworth from St. Francis High School. Good run after the catch right there.
That'll bring up a 3rd and very manageable.
I would say this is 4 down, but the kicking display we saw the first game, it may not be.
I think they may have gotten it free. A little bit of a jump. Nope, procedure.
The offense moved.
Yep, now 3rd and 8 for the North. They're not making it easy on themselves, Steve.
Yeah.
Their snap got pressure coming his way. They're going to yank him down, man.
Number 99.
Just showing the strength there.
John Prince from Stockbridge. See, if Stockbridge has had a bunch of good defensive linemen in the last few years.
Yep, the job they're doing over there at Stockbridge, it's kind of amazing how they've turned fortunes at that school.
Tell you, you go back and you got to give Kevin Whitley all the credit.
Absolutely.
Kevin's won. I think he's been at 3 schools, and quite honestly, none of them had really won before he got there, and he seems to turn them around. I think he's one of the top coaches in our state.
Yeah, they used to be everybody's homecoming date, not anymore. There's a punt going to be.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
That is. Taken there at the 10-yard line. That's when you're glad it's not live.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, there wouldn't have been much return on that.
No, it would not have been.
Only a 30-yard punt, but where he was at, that was a great punt.
And on comes the South, pinned down deep in their own territory. We'll see what they can do with it this time. Not much luck last time. Actually ended up losing, I think, about 18 yards in total on the possession with the big sack at the end.
Well, we got the hometown boy, Ethan Roberts, from here in Roswell, playing quarterback now.
Shoots one out quickly there for about 6 yards.
I'll tell you what, Ethan got that ball out in a hurry, didn't he?
He did.
Tell you what, you really can't tell on our television because all you see is the visitors crowd, but everybody's on the home side, and it is about full. We had a great crowd for the senior game, and all those people left, and these are really just more people coming for the junior game.
Gonna drop back, going to try and hit a man down the sideline. He's got him, and he may be gone. They're going to try and run him down from behind. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and across for the touchdown.
He got in.
And that's exactly how you want to do it. He just hits him right there in stride, just lays it in there.
James Thomas from Mitchell County. Great throw by Ethan Roberts right there from Roswell.
Mitchell County, one of the better stories this year as well. They had a pretty good season and not known really as a football powerhouse, but pretty positive year this year. And the kick is up, and it is good. We want to thank our sponsors for today's broadcast. And We'll start off with our title sponsor, Formula 32. Formula 32 is the only protein shake in the world specifically formulated for high school football players. With 32 grams of protein from New Zealand-raised grass-fed cows, 19 vitamins, and only 6 grams of sugar, all for $1 a shake. Contact Derek Huggins at derek@formula32.com to get started today. Let Formula 32 help you take your program to the next level.
Well, that was the big play of the day so far in either game.
And that's it. And we'll see if the North has an answer. Game one, it was the North getting a big play early to take the lead. South finally tracked them down. North came back to kick the winning field goal at the end. There's the kickoff. That one's going to sail well into the end zone. He's showing off those hands again, I tell you what.
Tell you what, we have seen some kickers today.
That we have. So the North will tee it up on their own 30-yard line, or scrimmage from their own 30. Hardy back in at quarterback. Try and hit the slant. Collision before the ball got there. No flag. The defense might have been a little bit fortunate there not to draw a flag on that one. That was pretty good contact before the ball got there. Hardy remains in the shotgun. Going to hand it to the tailback. Great penetration by the defensive line for the South. There's nowhere to go.
Tell you what, that defense like they're having fun out there, aren't they?
That they do.
Around.
Yeah, can't.
Again, 47, Deshaun Thornton from Thomasville showing a lot of speed. As we saw in the first game, that's one thing everybody in this game can do is run. If you can't, you will be exposed.
There's no doubt about that. Even the big offensive linemen can run these days. A little bit off the mark and low. Incomplete pass. And that'll be 3 and out for the North squad.
It's a Kevius Walker from Sly County, putting the pressure on there. He didn't get to him, but I don't think he was real comfortable in the pocket right then. It was kind of closing in on him.
And Morris will come in to kick for the North squad out of Sonoraville. That one's going to be handled at the 44-yard line.
It's going to be good field position for the South so they can carry on the momentum from the last series.
I'll mark him at the 45.
Neither team's been able to run the football very effectively so far.
No, been great play up front by both defenses. We'll see if see what South wants to do here. And hand off to the
perfect
running back. He's got a hole around the far side. They're going to drag him down.
I think I motivated him.
Yeah, there you go. That big offensive line opened up a nice hole for Bryce Bailey out of Blakely County.
I think that was Javarius Meadows, number 8, I believe.
Oh, was it? Okay, out of Howard.
Yep. We'll go back to him again. He's going to bounce it again.
Going to run like that, I'll keep handing it to you. Good for about another 5.5 more, maybe 6.
I'm going to tell you what, Isaiah Ratcliffe showed he could really run right there, too, at linebacker. I thought that play was going to even hit bigger.
Yeah, these defenses can, like you said, everybody on this field can run, but the closing ability of especially these defensive secondaries. Nice draw play right up the middle to Wesley Steiner, listed as linebacker, obviously playing a little bit both ways. We'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the South squad as they look to add to that 7-0 lead.
It's a long one, too. Got 2 tight ends set.
Yep. Hand off right back up the middle. Go with the big guy again. He's going to have the first down and then some. Good for about another 5. It's going to be a first down around the 21-yard line.
That's pretty impressive. They got the 2 tight end, 3 back set in for the short yardage.
And Steiner got it done, and it's 1st and 10 at the 21 for the South. Takes a snap. A little quick hitter to the back, wide out, and he's got room to run right up.
Running.
And dropped his shoulder and drove for another yard or so when he met contact at the 10-yard line.
Tell you what, I like receivers to do. They didn't sit around and dance. He got the ball and got upfield and got positive yardage.
Yep, that's Bryce Bailey, running back out of Blakely County.
Tell you what, good. It was good perimeter blocking there too by his other receiver.
They're going to hand it to the big guy again. They're going to drag him down this time for no gain, maybe loss of a yard.
That was Jaden Eccles, another Griffin High School. Griffin's being well represented today here in
the
these
Bears
games.
are well represented today, no doubt about it. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10, 2nd goal from the 10. He'll throw to the corner, just out of bounds.
I tell you, I like the throw, though. You know, it's only his guy could catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it went out of bounds when he caught it, but you know, we saw earlier in another game where we had a forced pass on the goal line, and Reed didn't have anybody open, but he tried to throw him open and just carried him out of bounds. The kid made a great catch. He just wasn't able to get his foot down.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. Tooley drops back. He's going to hit a man right there, just across the end line for the touchdown. Nice job extending for the ball.
Well, that was a big-time play by the quarterback too, James. He stayed in the pocket. He knew he was going to get hit right there. And there was a small window he knew he could get the ball into. You see him on the replay right here. He got hit right and he threw it.
Yeah, that's Barden out of West Macon on the reception. 13-0. They look to add the extra point. Austin Beaver out of Lee County in for the kicking duties. That one's up, and it is good. And we'll take a break. We'll be back with more in just a moment. And Beavers kicks it off, and that one's going to sail in the end zone and be fielded there again. I tell you what.
Ethan Lane's 3 for 3 on catching kickoffs.
It's impressive. And the North will scrimmage again from a 30-yard line. Had the one first down to start their opening drive of the ballgame. Haven't done much since then. It'll be the young man from Dalton, Landon Allen, coming back in at quarterback. Takes snap, going to hand it the tailback. Try and bounce it outside. Just way too much penetration.
They did loose.
He did. That was a great play on defense.
Nope. They're going to call him down.
Certainly looked like a fumble to me.
Great job stripping the football right there.
Here's a replay. We'll check that out. Yeah,
his
that
knee
was loose.
I don't know. His knee might have been down. That was a great play by the defensive player, though.
Evans out of Dublin.
Tell you what, they're having a tough time finding somewhere to run the football, aren't they?
That they are. Got pressure on him again. He's going deep and just overthrown. Good coverage there on the defensive end. And they'll be looking at a 3rd and 10. 3rd and about 11, actually.
Tylen Chambers from Veterans came up the middle, had great pressure. The quarterback, I think he'd like to have held that for maybe another count before he let it go. Looked like his guy was starting to leave the corner, but because of the pressure, he was forced to throw it a little bit earlier.
We'll take the snap, drop straight back, pressure again.
Oh,
almost intercepted. Tried to hit the back out of the backfield and didn't see the linebacker, and that would have gone the other way for 6 more.
Tell you what, all these quarterbacks I've been impressed with today that they start scrambling around, but all of them keeping their eyes down the field, looking for the open receiver.
Yep, looking for the bigger play. Jalen Barnum out of Wayne County that almost came up with the interception there.
Hey, the North's going to have to do something here pretty soon. This thing's going to get out of hand.
Yep. There's the kick. It's a better one this time, but going to be fielded on the 42-yard line.
The South's offense has gotten hot, and they're getting great field position. That's a bad combination.
Yeah, that's a tough deal. Slaughter with the fair catch there at the 42. And here comes the South squad again, looking to add to that 14-point lead. Yeah, defense for the North's going to have to find a way to slow this Southern offense down. Put the man in motion, going to drop straight back. It's a man right at the 50-yard line.
Ethan Roberts from Roswell, he came in. He's red hot.
He gets it out there quick with some zip on the ball, too. It's going to be enough for another South first down. We'll hand it the tailback this time. He's going to take it straight up the middle. Of course, he's listed as a two-way player. They actually have him listed as a linebacker, is Steiner, but getting all his playing time in there at running back.
He goes forward with it, though, doesn't he?
He does. Running downhill, he runs with some negative intentions, as they say.
Good job by Steiner there helping out with the rush.
That's just a good job of getting rid of the ball. Yeah, Steiner hanging in there and keeping his quarterback upright. There's a huge 3rd down for.
I think it's bigger for the North than it is
for
the
the
South.
North. Absolutely, it is. Yeah, so far they've been able to slow the South down, but that's been about it. Roberts shifts his running back. Take snap. We got pressure coming right at him. They did a great job of defending that.
Good job by the linebacker there. Nick Carosa from right down the road in Denmark, the new school. We talked about them earlier. Had a great year. Coach Terry Crowder they just opened the school up and played really good football this year. That was a little jailbait screen right there. Looked like they might have had something.
Yeah, it was well set up, but well defended as well, and they'll punt it back to them.
Huge series right there for the North. They needed
it badly. Nettles out of Camden County back to punt it away, looking to pin the North All-Stars deep. May have gotten a little too much of that one. We'll see. No, got a nice bounce back.
That's going to end our first quarter right there.
That one went quickly. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more second quarter here on And welcome back to Roswell here for the Junior All-Star Game. Of course, this is a GACA Coaches Association. The purpose of the Georgia Coaches Association is to provide the means which coaches of Georgia may improve their skills and techniques. There's a long pass. Going to get a flag.
Yeah, they're going to call holding on the defensive back right there.
Yep. Their skills and techniques in working with the youth of the state and dedicating themselves to the highest ideals of competitive interscholastic athletics. To join the GACA today, please visit the GACA website at gacoaches.com.
That was Juke Boozer, number 80 from Rockmart, running down the sideline. It looked like he had a step. And James, be honest, that may be one of those penalties that was a good penalty.
Yeah, not every penalty on a defensive back's a bad one.
Right.
If you're
That's
beating,
right. Especially in high school football, it's not like the college and where it goes to the spot,
Yeah, he gave him that little tug right as he turned, but he was beat. He did have a safety over the top to help out a little bit, but probably not a bad penalty. Nice little swing pass. How in the world did he reach out and grab him? What a play by the defensive back. Being blocked, but he was able to get a handful of jersey.
That's what you do after you have a penalty. You come back and make a play like that. It's called redeeming yourself. That was Tyler Neelam from Woodland High School. Had kind of a tough play the play before, but he came back and made a great play right there.
And that'll set up a 2nd and about 5 for, I'll call it 6. Take snap, hands off, nice little, he waited patiently, but the hole closed on him too quickly. And okay, there you go. Technical difficulty averted.
Romilio Heights from Dublin was a little bit shaken up on the play. He was able to get off on his own, like his shoulder a little bit. Big 3rd down for the North. They really would love to capitalize. And
3rd and 6. They need at least some first downs here. They hit a man over there on the flat, and he got it.
Dropped it.
Oh.
Had it and dropped it. Good job by the safety coming off the hash right there. Just got enough on him to knock it loose.
Yep, had him extended, and it's tough to hold on to those when you get that contact. That's one he wishes he had back, I promise you. And that's going to make it a 4th down.
The quarterback probably wished he'd thrown it a little lower too. The combination there could have been a little bit better thrown. Sure, the young man thinks he should have caught it. Uh-oh.
And I don't know how they rule that. We'll find out in just a minute.
Fixing to get a. You got to understand, these referees, they're not used to these rules either.
They don't know what the new rules are either. I'm not sure that could be a safety.
I think it'll be a safety.
Because we saw the one earlier on the bobbled snap on the field goal, and they ended up calling it, no good without a kick ever happening back in game number 1.
We just got a ruling from the assistant executive director of the Georgia Athletic Coaches Association, Craig Davis, on the bad snap on the punt. The ball goes back to the line of scrimmage, and they change possession. So it's not a safety, but it may be worse, James.
Yeah,
be honest with
might
you.
rather have the safety.
Yeah, now the South's going to have the ball at the 20 going in, 1st and 10. Again, we haven't talked about much this game, what all goes into these games and how many people are here working and have given up their Christmas break, and not just the coaches but the support staff. And again, these referees, they know how to referee football, but we're doing some stuff that they don't normally do,
Exactly. And that'll set the South up good again on the 19-yard line. High snap, he's able to handle it and drag it down.
Could have been a horse collar there.
Yeah, we'll see how they – no flag on it, but that sure could have been. Grabbed him by the back of the jersey and pulled him down. Yeah, might be the definition of one. But no flag.
It's funny, as a coach, you get in these situations, you really appreciate these referees coming out and doing it, but as soon as the game starts, you'll still get mad at them, you know.
Exactly. And swung that one
Tell
out a
you
little
what,
bit
they're
wide.
starting to get some pressure on them now.
They are.
That was Simeon Barrow from Grovetown got in there. I'm telling you, quarterback took a shot right when he threw it. It's a big stand right here for the North.
It would be huge. Even making them settle for a field goal, the way this game started off, that would be big. Tooley takes a snap. Big-time pressure coming right up the middle. He's able to avoid it. Here it comes again. Going to throw into the end zone, but out of the back. He was just fortunate to get rid of that without getting knocked out of field goal territory.
That's when, as a coach, you're going, don't, go. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, a ton of pressure right up the middle.
Yeah, again, 92, Simeon Barrow was.
Young man out of Grovetown having a good start to this one. And they'll look to add to that 14-point lead, try and make it 17.
Yeah, 39-yard attempt. Again, no rush on it.
Austin Beaver out of Lee County. The kick is up. And it is good.
We have seen the kicking display today.
There's no doubt about it. Kicking in good shape in the state of Georgia right now. And of course, today's game and other Southland Sports TV productions are archived on our website at southlandsportstv.com. To view or purchase a copy of today's broadcast, visit the On Demand tab, and that'll get you hooked up. A view of the crowd.
It's a beautiful day here at Roswell. Appreciate the athletic director and all the people at Roswell allowing the GACA to have our game here. They've been tremendous hosts, and just a beautiful complex they have here on their campus.
It really is, and you know there is so much work goes into getting set up for something like this.
It really is. You know, I guess we need to thank. I know Johns Creek, I think, and Blessed Trinity allowed the Coach Association to use their facilities for the practice. And I mean, that's what, you know, you look at this and you see the game and everything goes smooth, but this thing started a long time ago.
Right.
You know, you've got to pick your team, and then everybody has to get all their physicals and paperwork in, and then how do you handle 240 kids plus there's 8 coaches on each staff and about 20 support people here. So, you know, we had a crowd at the hotel, and I told you earlier how, you know, several of the workers there were telling me how other guests said when they checked in and saw all those kids there, like, oh, what have we gotten into? But then they all said they had so many people bragging about how well behaved the kids were.
A little sweep play, got a little bit of room. Nice block in there by the big man from the north.
61,
yeah, big number 61.
Deacon Allen from Rockmart. Rockmart had a great season, came up just a little bit short against Heard County. They played for the state championship this year.
That's another first down for the North. They
Come back it again.
Yep. Hey, if it worked once, they were ready for it this time, though.
Yeah, but there came our running back, linebacker Wesley Steiner. He shot a gap through there and was able to catch it from behind.
Yeah, he's come to play today. There's no doubt about that.
Afraid he may have tweaked his shoulder a little bit there, looked like.
And we got whistles and a timeout
North may
for
be
the
a
North.
little confused here.
Yeah, they finally got some momentum going. You don't want to mess this one up. Probably a good timeout by the coaches for the North. And this is just a great opportunity for all these young men. Of course, they've all got another year eligibility. We hadn't started leaving early yet in high school.
That may be the next step, though. You know,
Yeah,
it keeps
almost scared to throw that one out to the universe.
But, you know, what's amazing, these guys they're already in the heat of their recruiting is going on, you know, that so many of the seniors have already signed with the new early signing date, so everybody turns their attentions. Not only these guys, but the ones we're fixing to be watching later on tonight, the sophomores.
Right.
You know, the timeline just starts earlier and earlier, and especially down here where we live in the state of Georgia and the southern United States.
Yep, never really ends. There's Snap going to.
Got a little reverse and looked like.
Well defended.
It really was. Zakevius Walker from Sly County didn't make the tackle, but he made the play.
He did make the play, yep.
Turned it back inside and gave his troops time to rally. That, you know, to me, that's what so many kids have trouble understanding sometimes is that, you know, making a play isn't always making a tackle. You know, do your job, and then somebody else may make the tackle, but coaches understand who really made the play. And right there, you'd have to give Zakevius Walker a lot of credit for that reverse.
That's going to make it a 3rd and 11.
Throw it, looks like.
He was looking to, and nobody opened downfield, did the wise thing and tucked it. That was
good decision there.
Yep, nobody bit on the defensive backfield. And that'll bring the punting team back on, but at least, if nothing else, they got the defense a little break, strung together a couple first downs, going to flip the field possibly here.
Tell you what, this South defense looks awful strong, though, don't they?
That they do.
You know, we were talking about Wesley Steiner playing a little bit both ways. So many of these kids they're used to never coming off the field on their high school teams. You know, they play offense, defense, and on the special teams, and especially the kids at the smaller schools.
Yep, going to be handled about the 35. Yeah, about the only, you know, I guess you get up into 6 and 7A, you don't see a little bit of that. But the further you go down, the more of you see.
That's why, you know, I talked to friends of mine that coach at the smaller schools, and they're like, you know, we get an injury, that's 2 people. You know, that might be a guard and a defensive tackle out, you know, not just one.
I know a couple years ago, Central Christian won the 8-man out of Noonan down there, and they did it with 10 players on their team.
Wow. That's really amazing how you practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, how do you practice?
You know, and that state championship meant as much as those kids as it meant to Milton this year in 7A, you know.
Hey, it's all about winning your pond. There's a handoff, not much room to run there.
Seems like the North defense has kind of calmed down and found their way now. I'd like to recognize our coaches, James, if we could, real quick. Earthwind Moreland, former head coach at Grady High School, is at Mays now. As the head coach of the North. His assistants are Chad Pickett's from Denmark, Thurston Howard from Denmark, Sean Gaddy from Hart County, Reginald Austin from Mays, Brandon Thomas, Eagles Landing Christian Academy, Broderick Jameson from Douglas County, and LaQuentin Taylor from Stevens County.
There's a nice completion down across. Well, brought him down right at midfield. That's going to be enough for the first down. Nice completion to Devin Edwards out of Brooks County.
It's a lot of fun for these coaches this week, too. It's an honor, you know, it's an honor for these kids to play, and it's also an honor to coach. And they're giving away some of their Christmas vacation to do it, you know.
Another
nice run right there.
It was. Tough run. Once again, that defensive line for the North playing much better here the last couple possessions for the South. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8.5 or 9. Take the snap, going to keep it himself, and probably should have handed that one off.
That's one of those, I'm not sure that handed off would have been much better either, though.
Well,
they kind of had that thing blown up.
Well,
great penetration.
The only good part about handing is off, the other guy gets hit then. Of course, Ethan Roberts from right here in Roswell. This is his home stadium. And we got whistles again.
Yeah, the North's a little confused, I think, on their defensive alignment.
They're going to burn a timeout here. And we want to once again thank our Title sponsor, Formula 32. It is the only protein shake in the world specifically formulated for high school football players, with high school football players in mind. 32 grams of protein from New Zealand raised grass-fed cows, 19 vitamins and 6 grams of sugar. All for $1 a shake. Contact Derek Huggins at derek@formula32.com to get started today. Let Formula 32 help you take your program to the next level.
Yeah, I think that was a good timeout. When you're confused in your secondary, it could be one big play right there. So quickly called the timeout. We saw some busted coverages earlier that gave up a big touchdown.
Yeah, that's the difference. Of confusion on the defensive line will lead to a first down. Confusion in the backfield will lead to a touchdown. Takes a snap, drops straight back. Got good pressure coming from the far side. He's going to roll this way, and they're going to drag him down and out of bounds for about a 4-yard loss.
Tell you what, it was good pressure, but I think the coverage may have been better. They played man-to-man with 2 safeties deep, so they were kind of taking away the underneath routes, intermediate. They could, play underneath it. And looking, I didn't see anyone open.
Nope. Kendez Griffin out of Calhoun when it finally dragged him down.
Kendez has been very active so far in this game. I've noticed him a couple times.
That's going to force the punt. Got his foot into that one pretty good. They'll start out at their own 20. Trailing 17-0. But showing a little bit more life here, Steve, in the last few possessions.
Right.
First couple that really couldn't do much of anything and have got a little momentum going, need to get some points.
That's the thing about these games. It seems like if they ever do get it going a little bit, they can kind of build on it. But, and again, it has something to do with those guys wearing red on defense too. I mean,
yes. 5:40 to go here in the second quarter of this one. There's snap going to. Ball's loose and on the ground, and South has got it, and they'll have excellent field position about the 5-yard line.
I'm going to tell you that Jashawn Thornton has been everywhere today. You guys been watching some NFL, haven't
Yes, they have.
And that's good. That doesn't hurt anybody. You're not taunting the other team, just having fun,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And we'll see where he has been all over the place. I tell you what. We saw a couple defensive players in game one have a standout ball game, but I don't know that anybody's had a better day than he has so far.
He really has. Going back to their heavy set here.
Worked for them last time.
Bring in 2 defensive linemen to be their blocking backs.
And handed the tailback. He's going to tuck it and run. And he's had a heck of a day, too, on both sides of the ball. As Steiner. Stay in that set and hand it to him again. This time, big-time penetration. Nice play by the defense.
Good job by the North. I don't think they were ready for that the first time they saw it earlier, and I think now when they go with that personnel, they're a little more prepared.
It was Nick Korozov out of Denmark on the tackle there.
Nick's had a couple big plays this game.
Snap going to drop straight back and then look for man in the corner and got it. Yep, that one's going to draw a flag every time.
It's really just their feet getting tangled up, but they're going to call it, though.
Yep. Yep, especially in the end zone. That was one that may not call it midfield, but let that happen in the end zone. There's a replay. And that's really all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could have kept his flag in the pocket, but they're going to call that in the end zone every time. And that'll bring it all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Here's the difference again in high school football. It's not an automatic first down.
Right. So still fourth
So North still has a chance to hold them to 3.
Take the snap. And nice little dart right into the end zone.
You know, I really think they wanted to go with the inside fade, and they bailed on it, and he just set down the opening.
Yep, just a nice job adjusting. I think you're right on that. And Tooley put it in there for a touchdown. Their snap, kick is up. And it's good, 24-0, and as close as it came, they couldn't keep them out. We'll take a break.
That was tough, 2 series in a row.
Yep, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more here on Southland Sports TV. And welcome back to the GACA Juniors North-South Classic All-Star game here as we kick it off. It's 24-0. South up on the North big time. But I tell you, the North offensive linemen have done a great job fielding kickoffs.
You know you're not having a good game when that's your highlight, though.
That's true. That was Joshua Wade out of Habersham Central with that one.
The North showed some signs, kind of coming to life, but then they the bad snap, which is essentially a turnover on that punt, and then the fumble there on the 6-yard line. And, defense battled and looked like they were going to hold them to 3 again, but they give the touchdown on 3rd down.
There's snap, going to hand it to tailback, cuts it back the other way. Nice move, nice eyes there. He busts it through for about 7 yards.
David Roberts from Harrison.
Nice cutback on the play. Takes snap, going to give it to him again. He'll try and turn it back inside. Not as successful this time. Might have got a yard. Bring up 3rd and 2. Yeah, it looks like they may have gave him almost 2 on the play. So
the North is playing with 6 offensive linemen right now. They got an offensive tackle, big number 70, Dom Marcocchio from Blessed Trinity.
Oh, what a play by the defensive lineman for the South. I mean, he was blocked and just stood him up. Talking about great individual effort.
But again, you see who turned that ball back in right there, number 47.
Yep. Like you said, it's not always the man who makes a tackle that makes the play.
But they got the 1st down.
And they're going to drop back, going to try and hit one long. Overthrown just a little bit. Once again, you might chalk that one up to just these 2 guys haven't played together.
Right. I think Thursday night they had to practice inside, so they really weren't throwing any. Yesterday was the first time they'd actually thrown with each other.
2nd and 10, Hardy in the shotgun. A hand to the tailback, couple tough yards right up the middle, maybe 1.5. Just really tough sledding up the middle there.
Mm-hmm. So they're taking out the extra offensive lineman now, going back to an H-back.
It'll be 3rd and 8 from their own 42 with 2:39 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Desperately needing some points.
They don't get a defensive lineman for being offsides.
Yep.
Much more manageable third down here, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, your percentages go up quite a bit. We kind of open the entire playbook back up again.
Now you don't have to throw it.
Hardy, little swing pass. Going to have the first down and about an extra yard to spare.
Good running right there. Again, he got up the field. He didn't dance around. He knew what he had to have for the first down.
That was Gibbs out of Dalton. And then back over there, of course, on the tackle. Young man out of Thomasville, Thornton over there again. He's been everywhere.
I think I saw him drive the bus over here today.
He may have. It's going to be 1st and 10. Hardy, another swing pass the other way. Nice move in the open field. He may have he's going to be just short of another first down. Gibbs knows what he wants to do with it. He
got a little rhythm going here. They're going to have to speed things up a little bit, though. They're down to about 2 minutes to go, and I think maybe one timeout left.
Yeah, they've burned a couple.
Well, if they could get 7 here, it would be really big for them. Just
going to drop back, scans the field, going to have to roll. Going downfield,
throw.
Completed down at about the 23 or 4 yard line.
It is tight end, Raquel Willingham from Cedar Shoals. Good job by them. They saw the guy scrambling. They broke towards the sideline, and really that was a big-time throw.
Yep, looks like they're going to mark him at the 36, or 26 rather. 1:37 to go. Back up under center, going to run a little sweep play. Nice blocking out there on the perimeter. Tough run all the way down to about the 20-yard line.
Give him a minute, 20 seconds to go.
And Gibbs is having a good end of the second period here. 2nd and 3.
With these 3 practices, it's hard to speed your process up in these situations. You know. See the quarterback, he's trying.
Hardy back up under center. Take a snap, fakes a sweep, inside dive play, and nice running inside. Wow, what a run inside by.
That was the tight end, Raquel Willingham out of Cedar Shoals. Number
nice
36.
Play.
I think he's had the ball in his hand before, hadn't he?
Yeah, he definitely knew what he wanted to do with it. We got a timeout on the field.
Actually gotten that heavy set again, had an extra line. Actually, they had one of their defensive linemen, Jonathan Sutton from LaGrange, had him in at tight end, and they faked that sweep and came back under.
1st and goal, 49 seconds to go in the period. So if you're smart with the ball here, clock's really not an issue.
Right.
Even with the no timeouts remaining.
Just a reminder, we got our all-star cheerleaders here also.
Yes.
Thank these girls for coming out and being a part of it.
That's it. You know, you talk about people giving up their Christmas break, and, you know, people are thinking, well, it's a Saturday game, but it's so much preparation went into this. There wasn't a lot of Christmas break for a lot of folks involved with this.
Again, hats off to Bobby McAllister, the executive director of the Georgia Athletic Coach Association. He has a lot of help, but he is the man responsible for it all.
Hardy in the shotgun. Short drop.
Nice
throw.
Juke Boozer from Rockmart.
That was just a nice run route and well delivered. Did everything you could ask for on that one. Was not a big window to throw it into, really.
Yeah, Jackson Hardy had a nice throw there from GAC.
Huge points there for the North.
I think it's more for morale than anything, too. You know, you go in 24-7 and you scored your last possession, you feel a little better.
Yeah, just a little positive momentum. So 24-7. Your score right here before halftime is.
Was it good? Now they put it up. Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah, we got to be careful about calling this too early. They've gotten us a couple times here.
I'm gun shy.
Did end up with an absolutely beautiful day out here. If you're in the area, we still have a sophomores game that kicks off at 7 p.m. tonight.
A lot of proud mom and dads here today, aren't they?
There are. It's an impressive crowd. It really is.
It works so much better when we're able to play on Saturdays. You know, sometimes it just doesn't happen when.
Right.
Just, so much depends on when Christmas is, and when parents don't have to work on the weekend, they can get out here and support. Time this day is over, we will have had a lot of people here because literally everybody left after the first game and
filled it back up.
Got a whole new crowd here.
And that'll get 45 seconds to go. We'll see what the South does with it here. My guess is probably hand it off.
Well, yeah, like we talked about though, and sometimes you change your strategy a little bit more in these all-star games. While we're transitioning, our coaching staff for the South here. Head coach is Von Laster from Bleckley County, with Sean Patrick from Bleckley County, Justin Rogers, Jones County, Shedrick Whisper from Westside Macon, Joel Ingham from Washington County, Franklin Stevens from Ware County, Kagan McLean from West Lawrence, and Michael Youngblood from Thompson. And that's an all-star coaching staff. There's a lot of really good football coaches right there I just named.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I remember Coach Stevens when he was coaching up at Tucker and then went down to Lamar and made a great run.
Mm-hmm.
Came up a little bit short for a state championship and then moved on down to Ware County.
I tell you, Justin Rogers has gone down to Jones County and really got them good. Justin was the offensive coordinator at Griffin when they won the state championship and went down to Jones and has really kind of changed Jones County football.
Mm-hmm. Incomplete pass, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 with 15 seconds to go. See what they opt to do here.
Well, they've thrown 2, so.
There's a little swing pass, and it'll be short of the first down and down inbounds, so that'll probably run the clock out.
Running.
That'll be your halftime score here from a GACA North-South junior football game. As they head to the locker rooms, the South up on top 24-7, but North grabs a little momentum right before halftime.
They did. Been an impressive performance by that South defense until the last drive. And honestly, the North kind of settled down defensively after the drive, but were given a couple short fields and gave up a touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah, without those two, it could be a very, very different ball game, but that's what we've got, 24-7. We're going to take a break for halftime. We'll be back with the second half here in just a little bit on Southland Sports TV. And welcome back to the second half of the GACA North-South Classic. This is a juniors game, and it is the South with 24-7 lead. As we get ready to get things kicked off, they'll get the ball first as well here in the second half. And North grabbing some momentum, though. Steve Pardue, James O'Brien on the call with you. And, Steve, they need to continue that strong defense to get things started here in the second half.
We've got some impressive kick catches, too, right there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this is a key series for their defense, too. If they can get the South off the field and get their team back on.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing is you saw the defense able to slow the South's offense down a little bit. Is the short fields really that have created the lopsided score that we're looking at. Otherwise, this could easily be a 10-7 ball game, or a 14-7 ball game, rather. And South will get things started with a young man from right here in Roswell at quarterback. He'll hand it off right up the middle for about 4 yards. And if you're wondering why somebody from Roswell is on the South, well, it's regions 1 through 4 versus regions 5 through 8. That's your North and that's your South. Nothing much geographical about it.
Not anymore. City of Atlanta kind of changed all that.
Snap going to drop straight back. Hit the back over in the flat. Did a good job of holding on. That was a low pitch. Not going to catch. Not going to get much out of it, if anything.
Big 92, Simeon Barrow continues to get pressure on the quarterback. He better pull up a little bit quicker there. That was close. The referee thought about that one.
Actually lost about 4 yards. He'd been better off if he had dropped it. He'll set up a 3rd and a long 10. Drop back a little bit deeper, got pressure and yanked him down. And
they're going to call the horse collar there.
I think they got to call that one.
Again, though, they can't keep Simeon out of the backfield, though.
No, he has been a wrecking ball. Yep. And that's one of those where you just reach up and grab anything you can get a hold of.
Yep.
And that's a much more dangerous play on a situation where you got somebody running full speed down. And that's really where that foul started, was worrying about people being pulled down, running down. You get a lot of blown out knees and some big-time injuries.
Ole Miss had the terrible injury on that.
Well, that will be a 15-yarder and a first down. I'm sorry, it's like they marked it off as a 10-yarder. Maybe it was 15 from the spot from where he was sacked at.
Yeah, I don't think they're, like you say, nothing was intentional there. It was just you're trying to get to that quarterback and you're just grabbing.
That'll set them up for a 1st and 10 from their own 40. Going to drop back, and here comes pressure again. Got a man down the sideline, going to hit him in stride. What a beautiful pass, and they'll drag him down at the 15-yard line. I believe that's the young man out of West Side Macon again.
And I'm going to tell you what, this won't be in any of the stat sheets or anything, but Jarvavius Meadows, number 8, the running back from Howard, a defensive lineman came loose, and he picked him up, and that allowed the quarterback time to throw the football. Really good play by him.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass. And sets him up, and they're going to reward him with a run now as he gets a couple.
Yeah, the South borrowing a play out of the Norris book. They had an extra offensive lineman in there playing tight end for them.
I'll tell you what, Jalen Barden has had a great day at wide receiver for the South today.
He has.
Had the first touchdown of the ball games, made some big catches.
Going back to their 4 wide receiver set again.
Take the snap, going to fake to the tail and a little bit off the mark. Trying to get it out to Bryce Bailey out of Blakely County. And it'll set up a 3rd and 8. For the South, be a big stop here, Steve, if they could hold them to a field goal.
Big play for the North to get them the long throw.
And Roberts takes a snap.
Going
to hit the man right across the line, and it's broken up. Big collision there in the end zone.
Good play by the safety right there, coming over to help out. I'm not sure he wouldn't have come down with that ball.
He very well might have. Look at it, replay, well-placed ball. Maybe just a touch behind him, but without the safety help, he probably does come down with that. Looks like they'll try to add 3. Austin Beaver from Lee County looking to push that lead back out to 20 points with the field goal here. The snap and the kick. And he missed it.
No good.
So that's huge momentum boost for the North as they avert giving up any points. Let's see if they can get that offense back on track as they were rolling a little bit there right before halftime, got the touchdown, and see if they can pick up where they left off. A touchdown here, it could get interesting.
Tell you what, that's some of the most emotion I've seen the North show right there. Look really excited coming off the field.
Yeah, to this point, the South really has shown a lot more emotion in this ballgame, especially on the defensive side.
So the defensive coaches and the defense were fired up coming off that stop right there.
Well, they had something to be fired up about. That's a big stop and keeps them really in this ballgame. As the North comes back on, looking to cut into that 17-point deficit. And Landon Allen back in at quarterback for the North. Going to hand off to his teammate from Dalton, and they're going to stop it up. And there's not been a lot of running up the middle.
Jaquez Evans from Dublin made a really nice play there. Defensive line. He's gone over and played a little tight end on offense some. They needed a tight end and doing the job on defense also.
It'll be a loss of about 3 on the play. Trying to hit the slant and contact right as the ball got there.
Kind of taking that play away from them.
They have. Trying to get it to Boozer out of Rockmark.
All of a sudden, you're 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11.
That pressure coming around the end, they're going to get him.
From Dublin again.
I tell you what, he has been impressive.
Tell you about every time I think, well, there's going to be your player of the game, somebody else makes 2 or 3 plays in a row. And
yep.
Throw them in the mix.
Tell you what, he'll be a force this coming year.
He will. I know Coach Roger Holmes at Dublin is excited about having him back.
We'll set up a 4th and 17. They'll punt it back. The South should have good field position out of this. There's a punt. He got his foot into that one. He'll have to back up and catch it on the 40.
That was a big stop for the South defense. And, they'd pretty much dominated the first half, but they give up a touchdown there at the end. So, then to come back and make them go backwards was really big.
And we'll see what the North defense can do with an opportunity to try and continue to slow down the South offense. Great starting field position again for the South as they continue to rotate quarterbacks. Young man from Lee County back in there. He's going to drop back, hits a little quick one, and they're going to get about 6 or maybe 7 yards on the play.
Good blocking there by James Shellman out on the perimeter. The wide receiver got in the corner.
It was Tice McCannon from Marion County on the reception. Quarterback going to keep it. Dump pass off right at the first down marker.
Got the first down.
Once again, back to McCannon. That'll put them into North territory yet again. Field position has been a big part of this ball game.
Really
it
has
seems like
been.
the North's been backed up all day. The South's had great field position, a couple short fields, and have made the most of it. There's a nice play right up the middle, 35 down about the 32-yard line. And when he hit that second level, he found another gear as well.
Yeah, he's having a great game. Javaris Meadows, as I said, not only is he running the football, he's picking up, helping out in pass protection. South seems to have found their rhythm now, too. You know, they're running the football and throwing the ball, really balanced.
There's a snap, quick hitter out there, and just was a little bit off balance, couldn't pull it down.
Just a little bit behind him. I think if he could have got that ball out in front, he had some running room.
He did. And, okay. Yet another technical disaster averted. There's a snap. It's a low one.
Quarterback's going to keep it.
Yep, going to keep it, and they're going to defend that well. Somebody's going to have to go retrieve their mouthpiece. Yeah, not a lot of people fooled on that one. Brings up a 3rd and 12. Another opportunity for this North defense to get off the field without giving up any more points. Tooley takes a snap. Going to drop back.
Good job avoiding the pressure.
Yeah, he's got room to run there. A lot of green grass out in front of him. He's going to duck out of bounds around the 21-yard line, but that'll be enough for first down.
Wow.
Just lost that internal contain.
You know, to me, you know, we talked earlier about the dual quarterback and everything, you know. I'm not sure this is what he is. I mean, he's a true drop-back passer, but he runs well enough to get you the yard you need when you get in those situations. And most coaches are more than happy if you can throw it the way he does, if you can do that.
Right. Well, quick dump off.
Yep.
And big collision right there, 20-yard line. Good defense.
Jaden Eccles, again from Griffin High School, having a good game. Again, just trying to get out there in space to those playmakers and, you know, see if you can make one guy miss. And right there, they couldn't.
And they have run a lot of people in at the wideout position, got a lot of tailbacks. People listed as tailbacks spending some time in the wideout position for the South. There's snap. And nice. Oh, couldn't find a handle on it. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Another opportunity for the North. This big play here for the North defense. 4:50 to go in the third period. Really cannot afford to give up another touchdown here. There's a snap. Tooley's going to go to the end zone. He's got a man there, and that was a pretty pass right there to Bryce Bailey. I mean, that's about as well as you can draw it up right there.
I guess they knew what they wanted. They brought Bryce in for that play.
Yep. And that'll make it.
That's one of those special throws right there. You got to get over the guy in front, but you can't throw it so high that they have the safety come over, you know. And I tell you, those guys that can throw it and make that nose go down, they usually get to play for a while.
Yeah, they do. That they do.
That was about as impressive throw as I've seen today, to be honest with you, where he had to go over top the one. And
right, you gotta do everything right on that pass, and he did. And it's a 31-7 lead now for the South. And of course, the purpose of the Georgia Coaches Association is to provide the means by which coaches of Georgia may improve their skills and techniques in the working with the youth of the state and dedicating themselves to the highest ideals of competitive interscholastic athletics. To join the GACA today, please visit the GACA website at gacoaches.com. And great benefits that come along with that, as well as it's a wonderful brotherhood that y'all have.
It really is, you know, and a lot of people get, and I heard somebody asking the question today, it was a good question because some people don't know, that we're not the GHSA, which
Right.
is the governing body of sports in Georgia, which is the Georgia High School Athletic Association. They set rules, interpret rules, and we're not that. We're just a group that represents coaches. And I know you read earlier about the liability insurance policies we have for our coaches, and all these all-star games in different sports, and we recognize our region winners, and there's so many good things going on in the Georgia Athletic Coaches Association. We have a meeting. We pick all-star coaches and all-star football teams in February. All the region winners come, and James, that thing has just exploded. It used to be there'd be a couple college coaches come for the luncheon the day of the vote. And now, I mean, we may have 300 or 400 coaches. I'm talking about
Wow.
Nick Saban, his whole staff from Alabama, Georgia, their whole staff. Everybody in the Southeast is coming, and now we're getting people from the North come in. It's just a way for those guys to get around all these great coaches in Georgia.
Right. Well, I love about it is they do involve, as you said, the assistant coaches as well. This isn't just about the head coaches. The assistant coaches get to come out here and
all coaches, all sports,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing that Bobby McAllister, our executive director, the last few years took over, and I think he's really expanded that. At one time, I can remember when I was younger, a lot of people looked at us as almost a football coaches association, and now, heck, we're everything from cheerleaders to, soccer, volleyball, everything.
get the corner there, get a nice gain, another first down. That time by David Roberts out of Harrison. And they've just had a lot more success running wide. Not that they've had a ton of success doing it.
Right.
But the success they've had on the ground has come more outside the tackle as opposed to inside. There's a snap handoff. They're going to try and run it up middle. Nice spin move. Way too many red jerseys in the backfield on that one. He does get back to the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard.
The big tackle inside kind of clogged everything up.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he might have been being held a little bit because Mr. Height out of Dublin had to put his jersey back on when he got back to the defensive huddle. Nice little dump off to the running back, and he's going to get almost enough for the first down, about 7 yards. It looks like he's going to pick up a few extra on a flag. Couldn't tell if he got a face mask there or not.
We were talking earlier, James, about our Hall of Fame. The GACA Hall of Fame started a few years ago. It's in the Northwest Trade Center in Dalton, Georgia. And on June the 1st this year, we'll have 5 new members going in. Dwight Hotstetler, coached at Bowden for a long time, Manchester, Greenville area. And then we got 2 basketball coaches going in, Matt Troutman and Pete Jeter. And then the longtime Columbus High baseball coach, Bobby Howard. And then we've got one of our cheer coaches, the first one ever go in, and Pam Carter. So we've got a very select group and very proud of them.
Well, that is awesome that, the other sports, as they say, are getting so much more recognition now, and that's a great thing not only for the coaches but the athletes as well. Of course, this is the 74th year, or the 74th version of this. Started in 1938. There's past the end zone. Nice layout, touchdown.
Great throw and catch.
And that was a huge play there.
Jamoe Mays from Griffin High School for the throw from Jackson Hardy from Georgia, or Greater Atlanta Christian. We talked about those guys don't have a lot of time to work. They didn't like it there, did they? That was a perfect throw and catch.
Yep, that was a nice one right there, and that draws them a little bit closer, 31-14.
And that's what you love to see. These
3:04.
kids aren't quitting or anything. They're still out there competing and playing.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, this is about getting out there and competing, and everybody wants to win. That's why you're involved in sports, but a little bit different atmosphere in this ball game. There's a kick. It's up, and it is good. 31-14, 3:04 to go here in the third period. And the North will kick back off to the South here in just a moment.
You didn't think about it as much, but, that senior game, as we talked about, some of those kids were moving on to college. But a lot of these guys, they're playing with guys right now that they'll turn around and play against next year.
Exactly. And, of course, see the background picture there of the beautiful facilities out here at Roswell High School. And all of these games are broadcast on Southland Sports. You can go to the Facebook page and watch them. And you can also go to their website and see the archived versions. You can buy the archived versions. As we get ready to get it rolling, there's that beautiful picture of the campus. Tell you what, from that view, you wouldn't know we were in the middle of Roswell, Georgia. Looks like we're down in pasture land somewhere. 31-14, not quite as close as game number one was. Senior game came down a last-second field goal as the North came away with a three-point victory. There's a kickoff, and that's the first one we've seen dropped, I think, today. In this game, anyhow. So they will start at the 30-yard line. As just a little bit different rules around kickoffs and, well, all the kicking game for this all-star game. And there's a picture of the other side. It'll be 1st and 10 for the South on their own 30-yard line with 31-14 lead. There's a draw play right up the middle, breaks a tackle and is dragged down after about 6-yard gain. Boy, he runs hard. Meadows out of Howard again on the carry. Isaiah Jones on the tackle. There's a snap, going to hand it to him again. Right back up the middle he goes. A little more prepared for it this time. I'm not sure he got a lot on that one.
Big Isaiah Jones from Lithia Springs and Jonathan Sutton from LaGrange have really done a good job of clogging up the middle of the defense. They've kind of had a tough time in there. They've hurt them more, like you say, on the perimeters a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Roberts takes a snap, going to drop back. Almost broken up.
That was a good catch.
It was a good catch.
Again, that man, number 85.
He's had a heck of a ball game.
Jalen Barden from Westside Macon. There he was. The safety just barely missed that one, didn't he? Came over top with his arm.
Yeah.
Great concentration. Again, the offensive line gave him time to throw the football.
Roberts remains in the shotgun. Going to drop back. All kinds of pressure. They're going to get him this time for about a 4-yard loss.
That was kind of a group pressure right there. The ends got upfield and forced him in. The tackles were inside, staying in their rush lanes.
Yep, Isaiah Jones out of Lithia Springs.
Isaiah's making back-to-back plays here.
Be second and about 13, it looks like.
A little screen set up.
Well defended, but you got to make the tackle, and Friend showed up to get it done.
He did.
That was just great team defense there.
He does a great job of not assuming that first guy was going to make the play. You know, everybody kept chasing. And
yep, sometimes you see your teammate wrap him up, you assume he's got him down, you relax a little bit. They didn't do that. It's going to set up a 3rd and 19 now. Drops back to pass, more pressure come his way. They got him again. All of a sudden, the center of that defensive line is just getting a huge push right up the middle.
Tell you, though, Simeon Barrow from Grovetown has been in that backfield all night.
And that'll force the punt, and that's what the North needed. Nettles into punt.
I don't know if we're going to get this off for the end of the quarter or not.
No, it doesn't look like it. That's going to do it. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on Southland Sports TV in just a moment. And welcome back to the GACA North-South Classic here. This is a juniors game as we get ready to start the fourth period. As the South getting ready to kick it back, North has gotten it a little bit closer, 31-14. There's the punt. And will be good field position on the 31-yard line as they look to try and cut into that lead a little bit more. North defense has really shown up here in the second half. I know they've given up the one touchdown here, but it's just been a different level of intensity in this one. And that got a tight ball game over there in the college playoffs.
Mm-hmm. See what South can do here. I mean, the North, after scoring touchdown last time, they can keep the momentum. They're going to take another shot down the field.
Nice play. That is an awesome play by the wide.
Juke Boozer from Rockmart. I think they may have stumbled onto something here.
Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah, and pretty good coverage right there. He just great body control, great throw.
Yeah, that's just a matter of a big receiver using his body to shield it and make the play. 31-14 and looking to cut into that lead is the North. There's a quick drop pressure coming up, and he's not going to be able to avoid it forever, and there's a big collision back there at the quarterback. Okay. We're just going to have to keep that thing away from the edge. That's going to set up a second long now from the 35-yard line. Lost about 6 yards on that one. So a young man from Dublin causing problems again. Dropping straight back. A little quick hitter to the near side. Nice little spin move. Got back to about the original line of scrimmage. And
Chadrick Neal from Cedartown on the catch. He's going to have to go out of play. His helmet came off.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that's a pretty good play right there. You got him back 3rd and 10. You got to figure they're in 4 down right here with the score the way it is in the fourth quarter.
Take the snap. Going to a little crossing route right through his hands.
Boozer on a little slant route.
Catches that. I don't know that he had the first down, but he'd have been close.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for the field goal here.
Like the South, their safeties are staying back a little more. Try not to give the big play now, which you can afford to do with the lead they have. It's a big field goal right here, though. Gets 2 scores.
Trip Morrison from Sonorville in for the kick. One's up.
You got under that one.
Yep. No good, so your score will remain 31-14, and the South will take over.
Sure, the South would like to grind this thing out a little bit, take the time off the clock, let their defense rest up over there.
With 10 minutes to go, yeah, you would think if a nice little sustained drive here would be just what the doctor ordered if you're on that red sideline here. Last-minute substitution running in for the North defense. Take the snap, little quick hitter, and in traffic, couldn't pull it down.
I'm going to tell you what, Simeon was late getting on the field, but he still got to the quarterback.
Wasn't late getting to the quarterback.
I tell you what's impressive, I've watched several of these kids are playing tackle and end. They're moving around, switching it up.
Well, that'll make it 2nd and 10 now from their own 30-yard line. Take the snap and a little short drop. Going to hit a man over here, and it's going to be complete down around the 43-yard line for first down.
I believe Jalen Barden's putting his name in that hat for the player of the game, isn't he?
He's definitely thrown his hand up. There's no doubt about it.
I know his head coach, Coach Whisper, west side of Macon's proud of him. He's on the staff.
He's definitely had a big-time game today. Toole will take the snap, going to hand it to the tailback, and nice run, broke through. Once he broke into that second layer, good for about 9 yards. He's just a load. Looks like they're going to have him there, and he breaks right on through.
I tell you, the South has really got a good balance going, don't they? Running, you don't really know what they're going to do on any down or distance. They're running it, throwing it.
Toole going to drop back. That's a play that's worked pretty well for his
ball came loose there at the end. I don't know. The North Point, and they got it.
I don't
Still
see any.
waiting for the referee.
Yeah. The way the South is walking off the field, looks like North may have it. Well, maybe not. All right, third down.
I think it's first down.
First down, okay.
Yeah, they were signaling third, but
let's look at the.
We really couldn't see. We were kind of blocked from that.
Yeah, it was. It looked like it was a fumble on the replay. I guess
the South got on it.
Yep, that's going to make it 1st and 10. Toole, another man out there in the flat, and big-time hit as McCannon comes down with it.
That's one of those deals, a big hit, but you gain 7 or 8 yards.
Right, you'll make that.
Yep,
Jacob Pajar out of St. Pius. Yep, the big hit does not erase the yardage. As the South looking to salt this one away. They just keep going to that play, and he's got a little room down the sideline. Pajar, another big hit. Run him out of bounds, but not before he gets first down.
They're just doing a really good job of getting the ball out in space with their playmakers. And you know, I've been impressed with how the South receivers have blocked today.
They have blocked very well on the perimeter, and don't overlook that offensive line for the South. They've been pretty darn good today.
Yep.
Gonna run it wide. They grab him in the backfield. They find that's about the only way you can get him. You got to get him before he gets rolling.
He's such a patient runner, and sometimes, like you say, they'll come from behind before you ever stick your foot in the ground.
So short loss there, 2nd and 12. Toole going to drop. Looking to go long down the sideline. Just out of his reach.
They faked a little quick screen over there, and then the guy that's been blocking the corner went and kind of shook at him and then took off down the sideline. Great job by the safety. He didn't bite on it.
Yeah, that would have been a heck of a completion if they could have done it. It was a tight window they were trying to squeeze it into. Trying to get it out to the young man from Upson Lee. Takes a snap, going to drop back. Avoids the pressure. More coming his way. They're going to drag him down from behind. And that's
Nick Carosa from Denmark.
Yep.
Sure, Nick's got a lot of family and friends here at the game. We're really close to their school.
And that's another one of those that kind of falls into that gray area. At what point can the linebacker come and get him? Because we saw a flag on that actually in the earlier game. But it would seem like to me in that situation, once you're outside the box,
once you're outside the box, you're a threat runner, to run or throw. So. But again, I think the South would say it's a successful drive. They took about 4 minutes off the clock.
Yep, they're going to punt it back to them. with about 6 minutes to go. High and short, nice punt. Going to pin him on the 12-yard line. That's kind of become a lost art here in the last few years.
And I tell you, he punted that like those college and pro kickers do. That new technique where they put the nose down.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, if it would have hit, it was coming back towards him right there, which, normally when you're covering, that's what you want. Obviously today it wouldn't have been as good. But, yeah, that was very impressive.
So with 6:01 to go, they'll have it 1st and 10 from, looks like their own
14?
14, yep. And the young man from Greater Atlanta Christian back in there at quarterback. He'll drop back, throw to the near side, just a little bit off the mark. Trying to get it out there.
It was a good throw. I think he was expecting him to come out of his break a little harder,
It's one of those that if that's a regular season, this guy you've been playing with is probably a big completion.
You've thrown that ball about 1,000 times in practice,
There's a snap. Going to go to the other side this time. And, they were ready for that. Holy smokes.
I'm going to tell you, and the linebacker, Jashawn Thornton, didn't see it pop up at first. He almost got the thing out of the air.
Herzog from Wayne County on the initial hit there.
I'll tell you what, he's not the biggest guy, but he came up and laid a lick right then.
Yes.
It's really been the big difference in this game is that when the South throws those little quick, they're getting 6, 7, 8 yards, and the North's getting stopped. We'll try to throw a wheel route to the back out of the backfield.
It's complete down to the 35-yard line. He breaks out of it to the 40, 45, 50. Going to grab him from behind, drag him down around the 44-yard line. What a play.
Jameer Gibbs from Dalton High School. Looked like it was going to be a really good play. Ended up being a really, really good play.
Right.
Had 2 guys right on him. Made a great catch, and then the run after was even better than the catch.
But I tell you what, it was very, very close to being an illegal procedure.
Yeah.
I kind of thought he was headed towards the line before.
I thought he was going downhill a little bit too. Yeah. I ain't sure of some of those things you don't call in these games. You know what I mean?
Especially when it's 31-14.
Right.
Little ticky-tack stuff. That one's incomplete, and probably lucky it was. No extra time off the clock, and didn't lose the yard. I'll tell you what, the corners and safeties for the South team will flat out hit you.
And their linebackers all can really run. And then you put great pressure with that, you got pretty good defense.
Takes a snap, going to drop back. Got a man over here in the flat and going to get about 8 yards out of it.
Boozer's been kind of their go-to guy today, number 80 out of Rockmart. Tell you what, the North is giving pretty good protection right now.
They are. Third and 2 is Jackson Hardy going to stay in the shotgun. Gibbs off to his right. Going to go in motion.
Kind of with you on that one, too.
And that one's to the wrong color jersey.
Now it becomes a punt return.
Yes, it does. To the 25, the 30. He may have a seam. He may be gone. Well, nope. Going to corral him around the midfield. Going to drive him out of bounds just across midfield.
That was about a 45-yard return, though.
That was a big one. And on that, you don't know whether it was a miscommunication. Obviously, he thought the receiver was going to break it in, but that's a big-time return there.
You guys have definitely been watching NFL games. They had some celebration where they all fell over there. I don't know exactly what happened.
Having fun with it, and that's what's important.
You know, especially in games like this, as long as you don't do it towards someone, you know, if you're celebrating with yourself, I've got no problem with that. Have a good time. Forget sometimes this is a game, you know, you're supposed to play games.
There's a snap. Going to run a little wildcat here. He's got room and got about 8 yards on it.
That's Bryce Bailey. He's done a little bit of everything today. He's lined up in the backfield as a running back, as a quarterback. He's been a slot receiver, caught a touchdown pass. I think the South would be happy just to run this clock out of the game and get out of here.
Probably so, down to 4:13 now.
It's going to stay in the shotgun, looks like, in the Wildcat, excuse me.
We'll just tuck it and run. Bouncing it outside. Well defended by the North crew.
You know, people look at that and say, well, you know, they know he's going to run it. Well, you still got to stop him. You know, I mean, you watch college teams do it. They get in those and.
It becomes about numbers. Point two.
Yeah, you know, you've got to be able to throw it a little bit. You know, like you say, if they don't run out there with that guy, you know, you throw it out there. You're not on. Yeah, we're at 3:34 here to go in the fourth quarter. Having a little bit of technical difficulties here. There is a stop in action. I don't think they know we're having technical difficulties, but
I don't know. I guess I'm back. Am I back?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Like a commercial for a certain phone carrier. Can you hear me now? So that's going to set up a 4th and 3.
Don't know what happened there while we had a stoppage, but
yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Take the snap and hand it off. Yeah, take the snap and hand it off, and that's going to be short of the first down, I do believe. Okay, we're down ahead. It's 4th down now. Yeah, it is working now? Okay. Okay, so it's 4th and 3. We'll see what they do here. My guess is with 3:08 to go. Well, might as well punt them deep, I would think, Steve, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in conventional wisdom, you would punt it deep here. In the playoff game, sometimes you do things a little different, so.
But as we've got the break in the action, we do want to thank Formula 32. It's the only protein shake in the world specifically formulated with high school football players in mind. 32 grams of protein from New Zealand-raised grass-fed cows. 19 vitamins, only 6 grams of sugar. All for $1 a shake. Contact Derek Huggins at derek@formula32.com to get started today. Let Formula 32 help you take your program to the next level. And it looks like they will punt it away here. South punter's not gotten a ton of work today. And that's a nice one. Going to pin him inside the 20 again. What we've seen of him's been pretty good, though. Burke Nettles.
3 minutes. The North's going to have to score. Often and quickly.
Yes, often and quickly. Touchdown a minute will get it done.
Yeah. Throwing a few stops in there somewhere.
Of course, they have shown the ability to go down.
They've had some big strikes. They sure have.
Downfield, although, like you said, the South has kind of pulled those safeties back, guarding against that deep throw. Going to drop back and we'll hit her to the side. Got some room down the sideline. Going to be knocked down around the 40-yard line. Nice little gain. That'll be enough for a first down, about 20 yards on that one. And once again, young man from Griffin, big catch there.
Jamoe Mays.
There's a snap. Short drop. Under pressure, nice catch at the 45. Are going to drag him down around the 38-yard line.
Tell you, that's tough right there. They're playing man-to-man with two safeties back deep, so you got number 4 matched up with the middle linebacker. It's a pretty tough. He's kind of ran by him.
Yep.
There's such a distance between the backers and the safety. Pretty easy throw.
Yep. 1st and 10. Quick drop, all kinds of pressure. Going to take it and run. He's got green grass in front of him down to the 25. Going to step out around the 21-yard line.
That's another problem when you're playing that man like
yep.
that, when they run them off. And
yep. Landon Allen just tucks it and runs. Yeah, you're looking at the back of a bunch of red jerseys.
Well, I said often and quickly, and they're moving down pretty quickly right now.
Yeah, they took you at your word. .218 to go in the ball game.
They've allowed that guy to do that every time, haven't they? The back, when he goes in motion.
Yep. He's going to get a couple yards off the scramble. Good coverage by the defensive backs. Just really no place to go with it.
Yeah, and their biggest problem now is time. They go below 2 minutes.
Allen gets a call from the sideline. Takes a snap. Going to have to tuck it and run himself, and not going to get much out of that scrimmage.
It's okay now.
So 1:35 now to go.
At least he did stop the clock. There's one.
He did. And did not put the ball in danger by putting it up. Like you said, though, right now it's more about the clock, 1:35 to go. Throw to the sideline. That one's going to be caught for a minimal gain, about 4 yards on it.
4th and 5. If they're going to keep this game going, they're going to have to make this.
.108 to go in the ball game. There's a snap. Allen's throw into the end zone. Skipped off the ground. It's going to be short, and that's going to be the ball game, really. 1 minute to go, and ball's going to go over on downs. Of course, you gotta tip your hat to the North squad. They did not quit in this one. They were down 24-0 at one point.
They did, and and they lost the game. There's several individuals that played very well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's some coaches around this state very excited about these young men coming back to play again next year.
I promise you, Simeon Barrow had a well of a game from the defensive line for the North.
Yes, no doubt about that.
I think they'd take a knee, or probably only have to play. Maybe snap it twice. This thing over with.
Their snap going to hand it off. Just run a little draw play up the middle, and he may break that for the. Nope, they're going to drag him from behind. There's that young man out of Howard again.
I'm going to tell you what, he wasn't in the play, but Kendez Griffin from Calhoun was chasing after that ball like it was the state champ. Look at him come in the picture right there,
And that's what you love, to see that hustle and heart.
No doubt. Going back to the Wildcat again, hasn't he?
Down to 38 seconds. Going to fake the handoff. He's going to go up the middle with it and get about 5 yards.
Right there. It may be the last play. Usually the referees will do a good job of not setting the ball real fast.
Right.
Below.
Letting that thing.
Take a look at highlights at the end.
And we're down to 16 seconds. We'll have one more snap, and that's going to do it. So your final is going to be 31-14 unless something just crazy happens here.
They don't have to snap it here, but
they may not. It looks like they're just going to let the clock run out. That'll do it. Your final 31-14. South comes away with the victory. North got the victory in game number 1, the seniors game by 3, 16-13. This is a 31-14 victory for the South. And we're going to take a look at the highlights from this game here in just a moment as both teams shake hands. And it's just a big deal for these young men to come out here and be able to participate in a ball game like this. And you see why all of them were selected here.
Right. Just a quality group of kids out here. And, in the all-star game, some people don't really show off what you can do,
Right.
Again, but I thought pretty well played game, though, for, like I say, such few practices.
And as a coach for these kind of games, I know it's got to be a thrill for you guys to be able to be around the level of talent that you get to have those practices. You don't have them long, but I know it's got to be a joy to do that. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with highlights, I guess, in just a moment.